And President Biden is calling top congressional leaders to the White House to talk about government funding and critical aid for Ukraine and Israel. The White House says the president wants to discuss the urgency of passing a foreign aid package and legislation to avoid a partial government shutdown. ABC's Jay O'Brien joins me now from Capitol Hill with more on that. Jay, the president's pressing lawmakers to pass this emergency foreign aid package. So what exactly is he asking for, and what are the sticking points they have to get passed?
Well, the case we're hearing the White House make is if the clock is ticking down to a partial government shutdown, as you said, the deadline for which is Friday, the White House has said the clock is run out on aid for Ukraine. So remember, the Senate passed a $95 billion foreign aid package earlier this month that includes aid for Ukraine and for Israel. And so it's stalled now in the House of Representatives, all while Ukraine has been telling reporters on the ground, including some of our colleagues, that they've run out of artillery shells, for instance. They've run out of munitions. They need help from the United States Congress. So you can expect that in that meeting of those big four congressional leaders, Speaker Mike Johnson to get, or at least to feel, the most pressure, because the White House has said the situation is urgent. The Senate has already passed something, and it's up to Johnson as to whether or not he wants to put that Senate package on the floor for a vote in the House. As of right now, he's indicated it's not something he's interested in without border security provisions. And you know, Diane, we've played this game before, adding border security provisions into a foreign aid package, only for Republicans to balk at a compromise on that a few months back.
Now, President Biden also wants to discuss this looming Friday deadline to avert a partial government shutdown. What can we expect from those talks?
Well, the question really becomes how far are lawmakers along in terms of averting a shutdown. We know that there have been ongoing talks between the Senate, which is controlled by Democrats, and the House, which is controlled by Republicans. But this weekend, we saw signs that those talks are not close to a deal. Senator Chuck Schumer put out a statement saying there needs to be some kind of short-term funding mechanism to keep the government open while they work out these sticking points. He blamed House Republicans for delaying the ongoing negotiations with hardline conservative policy provisions they want put in there. House Republicans, Speaker Mike Johnson, hit back. They said that Schumer's comments were unproductive. So that gives you a sense of the impasse we are currently at right now. And so the message you can expect the president to convey to these lawmakers is that he wants this issue solved. Nobody wants a partial government shutdown, which is triggered again by that deadline on Friday. But it's whether or not Congress can actually get out of their own way and either strike a deal or, which is looking more likely, pass some kind of a short-term provision that would give them time to strike a deal. But again, speaking of things we've seen before, all of this already played out. Remember, Diane, in January, where Congress kicked the can down the road into March to give themselves time to work out these sticking points on government funding. What has happened since then? Congress has gone on recess for a time. We are nearing into that March deadline, and Congress is really getting crunch time to figure this out.
All right, Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill. Jay, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.